Hello kitty queens and kitty visities. Today I'm gonna be bringing y'all this dramatic bold lash baby doll beat, so just keep watching. As you can see, I'm already cleaning off her face using my makeup remover on a cotton pad, and once that's finished I'm just gonna go in and moisturize her skin using my Pond's moisturizer. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this light in the video was a little bright, so if you have your brightness up, you may want to turn it down a little bit so you can see. But next I'm going to be taking my Got To Be Glued gel, and I'm using this to spike up her brows. We're doing the feathered brow today, and I know a lot of people use soap, and I had soap, but the soap wasn't hypoallergenic, so I didn't want to use it because I didn't want it to break out her skin. So I'm just using gel. I know a lot of makeup artists use gel on the eyebrows anyway because they will stay in place all day, y'all. Like, it will literally be stuck to your face until you scrub it off. So I really love using this, and you want to make sure you spike them up with a spoolie like you see me doing. And I like to spike mine to the side. I like to go up and then just make the tail go to the side. You want to make sure you have the shape molded to how you want it to be before it dries, because once it's dry you will not be able to move it again. Now that the brows are set in place, I'm going to take some of that makeup remover. You can use makeup remover or alcohol on a Q-tip, and I'm just using it to wipe off any excess gel that's around her eyebrows, because you don't want to leave it there because it'll make like little lumpy patches under the foundation, and that's not cute. So make sure you get it all off. Now I'm going to be taking my Nicka K dark brown eyebrow pencil, and I'm using it to fill in whatever sparse areas I notice in her eyebrows. Maya has pretty thick eyebrows, so I really didn't have to use too much. I'm just taking it on the tail. To clean up the bottom of her eyebrows, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. concealer. These are the two shades right here. And I'm taking the lighter one first, and I'm just using it to clean up under her arch. When you're doing the feather eyebrow, you want the bottom to be clean, but you're going to leave the top alone. So I'm only going to be cleaning up the bottom. We're not going to be putting anything on the top. So I'm taking the lighter shade and just working it halfway under her brow. Then for the remainder of the way, I'm going to be taking the darker shade. For an eyeshadow base, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this one is in the shade Porcelain. First, I'm going to apply this all over her eyes using this flat brush. Then I'm just going to buff it out using the same brush that I used to buff out her eyebrows. For today's video, I'm going to be using my Fantasy palette, and I'm going to be taking that medium brown shade that's right in the middle, and I'm just going to buff this underneath her eyebrow. Sorry again for the brightness, y'all. I really don't know what's going on. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I try to edit as much of it out of the video as possible. Hopefully I can have it fixed by the next one. I thought I would have it fixed by this one, but I'm starting to think it's just my phone, so I might have to get a new phone. I don't even know. But yeah, as y'all can see, I'm just buffing this color right underneath her eyebrow, and this is going to serve as our transition shade. This is the only transition shade we'll be using. Now I'm just going to take whatever excess concealer is left on that brush and just apply it to her lids just as a small base, so the eyeshadow will have something to stick to. And the next shade I'm going to be taking out of the Fantasy palette is going to be that bright red shade, and I'm taking it on this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and I'm just packing it all over her lids. After I have the color packed on, I'm going to go back over it with that blending brush just to make sure all of my edges are properly blended. I didn't show it on camera, but I took a burgundy shade from my Jaclyn Hill palette, and right here I'm just applying it on top of the red just to deepen up the look a little bit. So now I got it looking red, but I felt like it was a little too deep now because we were going off a picture that she wanted. So next I'm going to take the orange from this neon stack and just apply it on top of both the eyeshadows that we use, and I'm using the same e.l.f. brush. So I'm applying a generous amount and just spreading it out. Then I'm going to just go over it with that blending brush again to make sure it is properly blended into the last two shades. If you had a red pigment, you really could have went in with it instead of going in with the other two shadows and this orange pigment. That would have substituted it all, but I didn't have a red pigment, so as you can see, I had to do 3 steps to get it to the perfect shade. But that's okay, girl, it still worked out, and that's just that on that, period. So now I'm going to start doing her liner, and for her liner I'm going to be using my Juvias Place liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Lulu, and I'm going to be topping it off with this glitter from the Makeup Plug. Y'all can find them on Instagram, and the shade name for this glitter will be in the description box down below. But as you can see, first I'm just lining her eyes with that liquid lipstick, and I'm using this ankle brush to do so. I wanted this wing to be like a medium size, not too thin but not too thick either, but I still wanted it to be visible. So yeah, I'm just sketching it out on her eyes, and I like using liquid lipsticks to do wings just because it dries so quick and it dries so matte, so you don't have to set it. Before I add the glitter, I'm going to be cleaning the edge of my wings up using some concealer. For an adhesive, I'm going to be using my Envy Clear Eyelash Glue. You can find this at your local beauty supply store. And as you can see, I'm just brushing this all over her wing. Then I'm going to let it get a little tacky. And now I'm going to take that same angle brush that I used to sketch out the wing. And I'm just going to use it to apply the glitter onto the wing. Now that I had these wings on and popping, it's time to go in with her lashes. And I'm taking the style Shayla from Prestige Finds Co. on Instagram. They sent these to me. And these were perfect, y'all. She loves big blinks. So this was like the perfect fit for this look. As y'all can see, they are very thick and very curly. If you're not into lashes, you don't have to go in with any that's this big. But she liked them and I liked them too. So I'm just stacking these on top of the glitter liner. When you do something with glitter, you want to make sure you get as close to the lash line as possible so that you do not have that floating eyelash look, because that is not cute. So I'm making sure I get real close up on her eye with this lash. So now I'm just taking a video of her eyes. If you would like to see this, just visit my Instagram because it's more than likely uploaded there. And now we're about to get into the foundation. As you can see, I'm matching it to her neck first. This is how I do all of my clients. And I ended up going with these two shades. And I'm going to be taking the darker shade and just working it around the perimeter of her face. I basically put the darker one all over her face because it was a really good match. The only place I took the lighter one was under her eyes. To blend out the foundation, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques foundation brush. I think this is what it's called. It's like a very dense brush and it has a flat top to it. So it may be called the flat top brush, girl. I don't know. But I want to go in with this instead of a sponge just so the coverage could be fuller. Even though she doesn't really need full coverage because her skin is flawless, but I just wanted to do that. Now I'm contouring her face using my Black Opal foundation stick, and this is in the shade Beautiful Bronze. Now I'm highlighting, and to highlight I'm using my e.l.f. concealer in the shade Medium Peach. So I'm going to allow the concealer to sit, and while it's sitting, I'm going to go ahead and blend out the contour. To blend it out, I'm using my damp Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just pressing it all into place. Now that the contour is blended, I'm going to go ahead and blend out her highlight, and I flip my sponge to a clean side to do so. I'm going to take a little extra concealer and just work it under her eyes just to make sure everything is fully covered. The topic for this video is full coverage, y'all, because she actually planned this look for a photo shoot. So I knew she was going to be on camera, which is why I want to make sure everything was well blended and fully covered. She had to get some food, y'all. Takis need to sponsor her because she was making them chips look real good. But anyway, I'm just going to be setting all the highlighted areas in place. And to set everything in place, I'm going to be using my Dermablend Translucent Loose face powder, and I only took a little bit on the sponge. I did not take a lot of this powder at all because, like I said, she planned this for a photo shoot, so I didn't want it to be any flashback, which is why it's like I'm barely taking any, y'all. I'm literally just taking enough to mattify her skin, and that's it. To set the contour areas of her face, I'm going in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and it's in the color Dark Deep. And I'm just going to be pressing it into her skin using this fluffy angle brush. Now I'm taking some blush on that same angle brush, and I'm just working it onto the apples of her cheeks. I didn't want to go in with too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Then I'm going to take some more of that mineralized skin finish and just blend it further into the blush. And now I'm going to be doing her under eyes. So I'm taking some black gel liner on a Q-tip, and I'm just using it to line her waterline. Period. Y'all see the look and the effect that this liner is giving. Like, I could never leave this out of any makeup routine. But I went ahead and applied some mascara to her lower lashes off camera, and I also applied some red eyeshadow to her lower lash line. Now I'm just gonna go in and fill in with some bottom lashes, because since the last tutorial, that has been like her new favorite thing. So I took that strip and I cut it into like a fourth, and I just glued it to the end of her eye. As you can see, I'm placing it right here, and then I went in with like one single individual, and I put it at the front of her eye to give it that, you know, that baby doll effect. Do y'all see these bottom lashes? Like, this look was such a vibe. But I decided to take one of my red stones and just apply it in the center where I didn't apply any individuals, and this topped it off so much, y'all. Like, my girl look like a vixen out here, period, looking cute and stuff. So now I'm taking some highlighter and I'm just applying a small amount to her cheeks, only a little bit, because I wanted her face to be pretty matte. Then I'm gonna spray over it using my setting spray. I don't know why she was talking while I was spraying her face, but I'm just gonna spray over it, and then I'm gonna fan it to make sure it's all dried and in place. And once it's dry, I'm gonna go ahead and line her lips. She was taking a photo shoot for her birthday, y'all, so we didn't film this on her birthday, but I think I'm gonna upload this on her birthday. So if you're watching this right now, then today is probably her birthday, so make sure you spam the comments and tell my girl happy birthday, period. My girl Nasty 19 in these streets. But I'm lining her lips using some Nicka K lip liner, and I believe it's in the shade just brown or dark brown, but I'll have it in the description box down below. But I did overline her lips just a little bit, and I'm doing an ombre lip, so I outlined them first and then I just went back in and filled in the edges of her lips. In the center of her lips, I'm going to be going in with my Absolut New York liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Terracotta. Y'all should know, if y'all have watched any of my other videos, that this is my all-time favorite liquid lipstick, and you can find it at the beauty supply store. Like, what, girl? Go get you some. Just don't go get too much, because if they sell out, I'm gonna be real mad. So don't get too much, but go get you some, just a little bit. But after I went in with it, I applied a little bit more of the liner. Then I just went on top of it with a clear lip gloss, and I got this lip gloss from Snatch Squad on Instagram. They have like the best lip glosses. But after that, this is basically the finished look, and we're getting into the grand reveal, so I'm just gonna let y'all watch.
Okay, you ready to see? Yeah! Let me make sure we're in the camera. My God! Oh my God! Yes, Corella who? I look like a model. Stop, pop that cat, just like that.
As y'all can see, this tutorial was another success. She looked so good, y'all. She was feeling herself to the utmost, okay? And these are some videos that I took on my phone. If you would like to see more, go to my Instagram. Don't forget to spam the comments telling her happy birthday, and follow her on Instagram. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye-bye.